It's cooking time, and recipe today, Peking duck. But don't run away, because it's a surprise Peking duck. We need some spring onion and cucumber. And we need these ingredients for the sauce. We need these ingredients for the pancakes. And drum roll please, here is the duck. Tricked you, didn't I? And drum roll please, here's the duck. Yes, I'm making a vegetarian version of Peking duck. Now I have all the ingredients here, so I'll jot them all into the video. So get a pen and paper ready, and we'll get started. How exciting is that? Now, it's winter. See the snow? This is what I woke up to this morning, and it's been like this on and off all day. But we've also had some sunshine. Anyway, I did want plums for the sauce. Of course you need plums for the sauce. And I thought I'll get some tinned. Couldn't get tinned plums anywhere. But what did I find at my local supermarket? Real plums, fresh plums. But I have a confession to make. I try to buy local. And of course you can't buy plums local in January in the Netherlands. So these ones aren't local. So sorry, but I really did want my plums. So somewhere along the line, I have helped a farmer in South Africa by buying his produce. And he's helped me by being able to make the lovely sauce. So let's get cracking. For the Peking fake duck, we need a cauliflower head, a tablespoon of maple syrup, cooking oil, a tablespoon of soy sauce, and a teaspoon of Chinese 5-spice. And of course, we need a bowl. So in the bowl go all those ingredients. Containers, don't you? They're so handy. And oops, the Chinese one. Here it goes. Just a little bit of help from a friend. And I'll mix and stir. First thing I do is I dig out the base. That gives me a clear run. And for my next trick, I will turn this duck into flowerets. Now, according to the recipe, I am now going to marinate my duck, my cauliflower, and leave it for 15 minutes. And while that's marinating, I'll get on with the plum sauce. Now, I've given it a good old toss, and I know, there we go. And I'm going to leave it for 15 minutes. First thing to do is to put the ingredients in a saucepan. And I have my garlic, ginger, star anise, my syrup, my maple syrup. I have some rice wine, and of course the plums. Everything in the saucepan. I'm putting my star anise into this little, well, it's actually for tea leaves, but I'm actually putting it in there because I can't stand all those little bits you've got to fish out once your dish is done, because the star anise, the seeds will pop out and everything, and then I have to start fishing it. So I'm just going to close this up and put it in the pot along with the other ingredients. Right, I have de-pipped the plum. I haven't peeled them because you're not supposed to, so I won't. And so I'll add them into the ingredients now and put the saucepan on the stove. All the marinade is really sort of soaked into the cauliflower, and Now is the time to put them on the baking tray and pop them in the oven. Oven is pre-warmed to 375 or 190 degrees, depending on your temperature range in your country. There they go. 35 minutes worth. Just checking on the plums. So while the plums are gently simmering, I will make the dough for the pancakes. Changed my mind. I'm actually going to do the spring onion and the cucumber first. Now I'll cut these into strips. Now it says to use 3 of the spring onion, only they're quite biggish and I may only use 2. So I'm just going to cut them into thin strips and put them in the dish and cover them up until I need them. Meanwhile, back in the saucepan, going well. That's the spring onion done. I'll just leave that for a minute and I can smell the cauliflower, which isn't a bad thing. I don't mean it's burning, but I just want to take a little look. Oop, there's all the steam. Do you have that too? Oh yes. And smelling delicious. Now here's a bit of information about the cucumber dish, but I do have a tip of the week. Now some people have a lot of trouble after eating cucumber, the reflux and just annoying feeling. So I've been told, and I do this, if you remove the seedy bit on the seed pods in the middle, which you can when you have got slices, if you remove that and only eat the cucumber part, you will have less or no trouble at all. Now I'm actually not going to do that here because it's easy enough for me to grab a few bits without the seeds in, but not everybody has that problem. So I just thought I'd show you that you can just take it out. And the other way to do that, now I've now halved it, but the other way to do is get a teaspoon and just hollow out the middle and taking away the seeds. And apparently it is the seeds that cause the problem. So just a little tip. Now I'm a gherkin fan, but I don't like them too tart. So I have a sweet and sour gherkin, and I'm just going to use a little bit of the vinegar that's in my gherkins, and I'm just going to spoon a little bit over my cucumber sticks because I quite like that. And I'm not going to soak them in it or anything. I just want to give them a little bit, just a little bit of a tang, which I think will go really nice with the meal. And those two are done and dusted, all ready for the dish. Oh yes, going well. Now these were a little bit harder than the summer plum, so they're going to take just a fraction more to cook than normal. So I'll just leave them a wee bit longer. Just going to have a taste now. I also want to make sure that I've got the right flavour. Oh yes, a bit tangy. I may have another. I actually don't mind it, but those that are going to be seated at the table are somewhat more of a sweet toother. So I may add a little bit more maple syrup. I think if the plums had been in-season plums, they would have been a little bit sweeter. But I just probably only about, well, yeah, a tablespoon, I think, half a tablespoon. But you just got to keep tasting. And don't forget, cooking and eating is about your own taste and not about the taste of something that's in a cookbook or a recipe off the internet. Really, you've got to like the taste, or else it's not much fun sitting at the meal. I'm just going to put the kettle on for my pancake dough. It's time for the pancake dough. Now this is a new one on me as well. I have 2 cups of flour. I have a teaspoon, or just a tad more, of oil, and 1 cup of boiling water. Now with a spatula, I'm supposed to make a dough. Now I've never used boiling water with flour before, so quite a new one on me. Here we go. Oh, it's coming together nicely though. Divide it up into balls. Ooh. recipe says halve the plums, remove the stones, put everything in the saucepan, bring it to this boil, then a low simmer until the plums are cooked. And when they're cooked, remove the star anise. See, told you. Otherwise I'd be fishing around in there for the little seeds. So remove the star anise and then blend with a hand blender or with a potato masher. So that's next. Into the sink you go. Here is my hand blender. Now, if that doesn't look lush and yummy, I don't know what is. Oh, yum. Look at it. Very smooth and really looking delightful. No, that's not black. That's actually brown. And don't forget, we use soy sauce and the maple syrup. So you're going to think it's burnt, but it really isn't. And the flavour, yes, the odour here in the kitchen, just yummy. Now I'm going to pull these apart like it says in the recipe with 2 forks. I knew you were going to want to see how I do that, so I've got the tripod out. Anyway, I'm just imagining, because you'd be pulling the duck meat apart as well for the same recipe, so I thought, well, probably just make it like shredded duck, shredded pork, shredded beef. I'm just pulling it, literally pulling it apart. It'll go back in the oven after this. I'll just carry on doing this so I can pop it back in the oven. I'll see you again in a minute. I don't know about you, but this does sort of have a meaty look about it. It's going back in the oven for 15 minutes. Apart from having a really red face, no, I'm not going to show you, I have Peking cauliflower, cucumber, spring onion, the dough to bake pancakes, and the plum sauce. My husband and my brother-in-law will be having this for their dinner tonight, and they don't know it yet. Right, here's the dough, and as you can see, I have cut it. I am now going to roll it into balls, and I'm going to use one because it's not dinner time yet. There's lots of it isn't, eh? It isn't duck, and it isn't Chinese soup, and it isn't dinner time, but I'm going to make one pancake and have a taste. Not very round, I know, but it's stuck to stuck to the board, so I've now got some flour out for the rest. Now they're not meant to be brown. Lots of bubbles on this side, must be going well. Right, testing time. I'm going to, actually no, I'm going to put a bit of sauce on first. Put a bit of sauce on. Like that, and then on top of that I'm going to put some of the not duck. I'm loving this. It isn't duck. Another piece. Then I'm going to have, sorry, I'm covering the lens, a bit of spring onion and some of the cucumber that I poured a bit of vinegar over. Right, now I guess I just need to wrap. Oh, it's going well. Okay. And here she goes. What a lovely combination. Really nice. I think the boys will like this. I know I do. But I guess if you don't like cauliflower, you may not. Okay, it's a wrap. It really isn't. It's a bit like a wrap with the filling. I don't even know how you eat Peking duck as a dish. Never had it. But this is a lovely way to start. Oh well, bon appetit.
Yummy.
Practice makes perfect. See what I mean? There we go.